Hello, hello, welcome to Spiritual Warrior Tarot. I am here doing love readings for each zodiac sign, and this reading will be for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising. And the way I'm doing this is two different ways. I'm going to do a quick spread, which is called Is Love in the Stars, and this is going to be more for singles and somebody who's kind of wondering if they're ready for love and what they can do to bring it in or what they can stop doing to help themselves. And then the other one is Will It Last? And that's for if you have somebody specific in mind. So let's get started. Aquarius. And I did tap into the energies, but since this is going to be very general, I mean, I can let you know what I saw, which was, Aquarius is a spiritual healer. And I just kind of saw somebody put down, because Aquarius is also the water bearer, and the water represents spiritual healing, because Aquarius is a air sign, mental mind. But I saw the person put down their water jugs and kind of run around and laugh. So as I go forward, I guess I kind of will determine whether I will continue to use that to tap into the energies. But this, obviously, there's two different readings. This will be very general for singles, and then people who have somebody in mind. So remember to, not get hung up on the gender of the cards, and to remember that this will be a general read, so it might not resonate with everybody. So make sure to check your other signs and check out those readings. So here we go, Aquarius. Be a ready or not reading for Aquarius. Ready or not reading for Aquarius. Okay. Please can I actually reading for Aquarius? Reading for Aquarius, ready or not? Thank you. Well, overall we have the Four of Wands, and in the regular tarot deck this is like a happy, contented home. In the Shadowscapes tarot, this is representative of you've reached a goal, or you've reached a good achievement and you've been rewarded, but now is the time to not slow down and stop, but to continue on your path with vigor and speed to uphold the energies. So basically saying great, you got there, that's awesome, you achieved this, you're in this really great space, now you have to keep going to keep this up. Don't slow down, don't stop. So let's see. Okay, so the first card out we have, Aquarius, is Justice. So harmony, equilibrium, balance. And what I'm getting from this as I look at it is that, Aquarius, you are tuned into the truth of yourself. And that you're either you are or you have been working on balancing yourself, and you kind of see the truth of a situation. Maybe that's something like patterns and things that you've had to stop in the past. I'm just getting this very strong energy of knowing yourself and feeling into your heart and balancing out anything that was throwing you off. So this first card is the ready card, and this represents how you're ready for love to come in a way which you're ready for love to come in. And with the Justice card here, this is telling me that you're balanced and that there's balance coming in for you, or that it's already here. The next card out is the Three of Cups, and this card shows a way in which you are not ready for love. And also, to draw love into your life, consider this card carefully. Okay, so Aquarius, I feel like when I look at this, I'm getting a couple of different things, and I will get some clarifiers as I go on, but the Three of Cups is about celebration and people around you, and I feel like with this, there's like, I'm kind of getting for some of you that maybe you've been drinking a little bit too much. Maybe there's some, you know, obviously with this time in the world, people are going through hard times, so maybe that's why I'm kind of getting this like partying vibe. Like, obviously this is celebrations and having a good time, but what I feel when I look at this in terms of why you wouldn't be ready for love to come in, or what is hindering you, is either people around you who you're listening to who are like distracting you, or you're just distracted by partying a lot. Okay. Okay, so I just decided to pull the rest of the cards. Number 3 here, we have the Do It card. And this, it says, turn to this card for advice on a step you can take to put yourself in the path of love. Okay, so you have the World, Aquarius, for the Do It card, and this card is about, not reaching an achievement, but basically like a job well done. Like, you've reached another level in your life, and I feel like when I see this in terms of doing it, I feel somebody who's paying attention to their inner world and how things affect them, and kind of like taking care of themselves and making sure that they are taking care of themselves in a spiritual way. I'm just getting somebody who is paying attention to their environment and working on projects that will kind of up level them, like in their life, if that makes sense. The next card out we have is Stop It. And so consider this card as a warning about something that you actively do to block love from your life. And you have the Hangman, Aquarius. This is stagnant energy. This is kind of stuck energy sometimes. So like, the Hangman generally goes upside down to get a new perspective on things. But in terms of this reading in general and what you should stop doing, I'm hearing questioning yourself. I'm hearing stop questioning yourself. Especially with the, there's a question mark right above his legs in the tree there, if you can see that. And, this is all about stagnant energy, and the Hangman is stuck in this position and he's not moving. So for you, Aquarius, I really feel like this is maybe you kind of being stagnant or like stuck in your own ways in terms of like not trusting yourself and questioning yourself. Interesting. Okay, and then the next we have is the Outcome. And this is the King of Wands. The outcome, this is your answer. If it is positive and love is in the stars, paying attention to this card will only make things better. So this is being confident and taking action. This is a very This is a very assured energy. The King of Wands is very fiery, and he's not afraid to go after what he wants. He's very confident. He exudes confidence and passion, and he has control over his energies. So I feel like overall, Aquarius, you have 3 major arcanas. And I feel like, in general, I feel like you are ready to bring in love into your life if you're not with a partner. I really feel like what's going to be the game changer for you, Aquarius, is balancing yourself inside, not questioning yourself, and like working on your own creative projects and kind of getting away from this like partying type of energy, which is what I'm feeling. Why is the 3 of Cups here for Aquarius? Why is this here? Please tell me why is the Cup here? Please tell me why is this here? Okay. Yeah, so you have the Queen of Swords, clarifying the 3 of Cups, which is how you're not ready. And, this is what I was getting. Whether you have people around you kind of wanting to, like, go out and, like, have drinks and stuff all the time, or if this is just, like, partying in general and, like, just concentrating on partying all the time and celebrating and not really settling down or paying attention to, your creative projects or your spiritual growth or taking action on things. Like with the Queen of Swords here, she cuts out anything that does not serve her. She's very like, nope, nope, you gotta go. If you don't work for me and you're holding me back, you gotta go. So that's kind of what I was feeling with this, with like why you're not ready to bring love in, Aquarius. I feel like maybe there's some of you who have just been like, just partying too much. And I don't know, that's just what I'm feeling, take it for what it is. But why is the World here for Aquarius? What is this here? Okay, yeah. So that's kind of what I was feeling with the World, which this card is the Do It card, and it is, turn to this card for advice on a step you can take to put yourself in the path of love. And with what I was getting with this was like somebody who has kind of is paying attention to their outside environment and kind of putting their energy towards leveling up and getting to another level. And the card that came out clarifying is the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is all about separating yourself from the outside environment that is around you, to get quiet, to figure out what it is that you want for your life. In terms of this love reading, I really feel like with these 2 cards together, you see both of them are kind of like eyes closed and kind of gone within. And I feel like this is really like you stepping away, Aquarius, to get quiet and kind of realize, what do I want in my life? What do I need to do to get to another level spiritually? And that could be, just figuring out what you want in terms of a relationship, in terms of love. Why is this here for this topic card? So you have the 9 of Wands. I really feel like there's something else here. Just a moment. Is there anything else? Okay. So what we have clarifying the Hangman is the Nine of Wands and Judgment. Yeah, and so what I was feeling with the Hangman card is somebody who's like questioning themselves and somebody who's like stuck. And with the Nine of Wands, this is kind of, this represents, you know, not giving up and standing strong, but also somebody who won't move. You know, the positive side is, you know, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to stay here and stand strong. But, you know, if it's more of like a negative aspect, it's more like, okay, I'm not going to move. I'm not going to do anything. And that's kind of what I was feeling with the Hangman, is like you're stuck on something. And so the next card we have here is Judgment, and this card is all about rebirth and hearing the call of like your spirit guides and angels around you. This is like knowing that there's something new here for you and you're being rebirthed. So like I feel like it's kind of telling you, Aquarius, like get out of this stuck energy and allow yourself to become new. Allow yourself to be reborn. Stand up and allow yourself to be rebirthed, because this is like a, the Death card is about transformation and rebirth, but this is also like being rebirthed and being reborn. You see them, coming up out of the graves because they heard this call. And this, I'm also getting somebody who needs to get out of their head and maybe listen to their spirit guides and stuff around them and get moving. This is kind of what I'm feeling. What is this here? Complex. That was pretty fast. Wow. Okay, wow. Okay, so you have the High Priestess, which flipped out, and this card is all about listening to your higher self. And what I was getting when I was looking at this was you're not listening to yourself and you don't know how powerful you are. And it's clarifying the King of Wands, which is the outcome, very confident, very assured, very ready to take action towards what he wants and is not afraid. And what I was getting with this is, listen to your higher self, because there's things about yourself that you don't know. You're not allowing yourself to see. And then we have the Two of Cups that came out, Aquarius. This is so beautiful. This is the soulmate card. And this is just like, I'm so giddy looking at this, because this just means once you open yourself up to your spirituality and to kind of listening to yourself more and just listening to your heart and the communication between your mind and your heart, you will, and then you come into this very confident, assured energy. And this person has people looking at them, because this energy is like so confident that it just exudes around them and people see them. It's like the person who walks into the room and everybody looks at them and is like, oh my God, what's about them? Like, what is it about them that draws everybody to them? And invoking this type of energy, listening to yourself and invoking this type of energy and being self-assured and confident and passionate and going after those things, especially if you have a creative project that you're working on, especially with like, the world and everything here. I'm getting a lot. That type of, when you, I'm sorry, I'm like getting so much, I'm like so excited. When you kind of separate yourself from your outside environment and you kind of think about like what you want in your world and, how you want to continue to level up, and you hear the call, you rebirth yourself and you're balanced, and then you cut out things that do not serve you, especially if it's partying too much, and then you exude and you listen to yourself, and then you exude this like beautiful energy, this confidence. It brings your partner to you. It brings them to you. It's like that's the attraction. There's like no way that it can't happen. So so beautiful. This is great. So for singles, I hope this was helpful for you. And I'm going to get into the next reading that comes next. Okay, so That was so great. Okay, so this next reading is the Will It Last reading. So, this is if you have a partner or if you have somebody in mind. So if you do, go ahead, roll your shoulders back, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think about that person. Please give me a Will It Last reading for Aquarius. Please give me a Will It Last reading for Aquarius. Thank you. Okay, so overall we have Page of Pentacles, and this is like newness, a new opportunity. This is like going after a new opportunity and not being afraid. In this particular deck, you see the light she's holding there, and it kind of talks about having this new opportunity and it being all of what you make it. So what I'm getting with this is like there's an opportunity for something to blossom and bloom into something beautiful and long lasting, but it really depends on what kind of action you take, your emotions, and how fully invested you are. So let's get started. Wow. Okay, Aquarius. This is you. This is your hope. This is the first card, and this is the Page of Swords, and this represents your hope, and this is all about new information coming in and being able to discern and be accepting of new information that comes in. I'm feeling like a really light, loving energy, because the Page of Swords, in this particular deck, she follows the stars. She lets them light her way, and she does not let emotions drag her down or affect her decision-making process. Emotions are involved, yes, but she uses her logic to make decisions. And I'm being called to look at this quickly because somebody may need to hear something. So, okay. Embodies honesty and truthfulness. Unafraid to scrutinize her beliefs, she looks at the balance of black and white around her without condemning, and she knows the measure of her own soul. She is unafraid of emotion, though she does not let emotions rule the decisions she makes. Logic is what dominates her the most. Her mind is agile and analytical, and she uses that to guide her sense of purpose and assess situations. And she stretches her perceptions to try to make room for the new and the unknown. So, what I'm really getting for this in terms of your hope, or Aquarius, I feel like what you're hoping for is newness. You're hoping for a new, truthful, honest relationship. And then the next card is the Beloved's Hope. And this is the Ten of Pentacles. This is really beautiful. This is all about contented home life, but this is like legacy. This is having everything that you need and abundance. Tons and tons and tons of abundance. So it's about enjoying affluence, desiring the permanence that financial security can bring, and being able to appreciate luxury and the good fortune that has befallen on you. So this is like telling me that what your beloved hopes for is like a stable, happy home life with you in terms of this relationship reading. And then the Strength is the next card. This is the Hierophant. Aquarius. In terms of love, the Hierophant is marriage. and committed relationships. And the Hierophant is a spiritual teacher, and he brings down the spiritual into the material realms. But in terms of love, I'm feeling this is a very stable connection that has the ability to last a really long time. And it's like you two are committed to each other, especially like you really wanting honesty and then the partner really wanting like a stable foundation. I feel like that is a really good starting jumping off point for a really good relationship. And with the Hierophant there, that again, this represents marriage. So this is the Taurus card. Okay. Okay, so the next three cards out are your hope, your fear, your beloved's fear, and then the weakness. And your fear, this is this represents your fear, Aquarius, and then you have the Seven of Pentacles here. This is all about harvesting from hard work. And this is like making a decision on whether to continue or to like stay. Like she's contemplating, should I take this piece of fruit here or should I let it continue to grow? And so I feel like this is probably a decision you're thinking about. Or like you're wondering and fearing if it's actually going to yield any results. The beloved sphere is the Eight of Swords, Aquarius, and this is about being stuck, but this is like being stuck in your head mentally. So whoever this person is around you that's thinking, it's a false fear. It's a fear that's in your own head. Because in the book it talks about how like one of these branches, if the swan just quits flailing, like the hummingbird is here saying, hey, listen, stop flailing. If you just stop, you'll see that if you just push one of these branches aside, you're free and you can go. So this is like being imprisoned and stuck in your own mind. That makes me really sad to see there. But maybe the beloved is feeling like they're stuck in some kind of situation that they can't get out of, or they're worried that they may get stuck. And then the weakness is the Four of Cups, and this is about missing an opportunity because you're down here wallowing and like just concerned with like your problems and things that bring you down, that you don't see the beauty and things that are trying to come, things that are around you that are beautiful. You're not paying attention to them. You're just wallowing. You're just here sad and kind of like not accepting anything or allowing anything else to come into your environment except what your problems and your sorrows and your losses that you're concerned with. I want to see why the Seven of Pentacles is here. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here for Aquarius? Yeah, I feel like this is really heavy on you, Aquarius, like your fear and like not, kind of being able to decide. You got the Ten of Wands. Put these burdens down. Whatever this is that you're worrying about, put it down. Just put it down. It's not going to do you any good. And, you have to live in the moment, like, kind of worrying about, is this going to, what's going to happen? What's going to come to me? Is this going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Like, yeah, you have to think about those things, but you also have to understand that worrying like that all the time is just putting you in a negative space. And it's kind of like, what's that phrase? I always forget it, but it's basically like if you're worrying so much, you're basically going to bring it to you when you worry so much about that. And with this being here, maybe it's like your stability that you're worried about, or you're worried about the work that it will take and if it will yield anything to you. Just put Just put them burdens down. Just put it down. What is the Eight of Swords here? Wow. Is there anything else? Oh, geez. Got a little story here. So the first card that came out clarifying the Eight of Swords, which was the beloved sphere, is the Six of Cups, and this is a soulmate card. This is like a past life soulmate, or this is relationship from the past coming back. But then we had 3 other cards that fell. So just a moment. I have the Knight of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and then the Seven of Wands here. So there's some fighting type of energy here going on. This is the Seven of Wands, which is standing your ground and battling, and then this is like winning a fight. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles here, and this is the slowest moving knight, but he comes with a serious offer. And what I'm feeling is that this person is like worried that I feel like they have to fight for you, or like what I'm feeling is like an energy of like worrying that they're gonna have to fight for you and that you're not gonna accept their offer. Very interesting. Why is Four of Cups here for the weakness? Also, the Four of Cups also signifies somebody being worried that if they try to bring a cup to you, that you're just not going to take it, Aquarius. Maybe that's why I feel like maybe you're very concerned about your pentacles and your stability and your foundation, and wanting a certain outcome or a certain harvest or reward from the work that you put in. Like I'm seeing somebody who's like put in a lot of work here, and maybe you're just kind of like intimidating this person and they don't feel good enough or something. Why is the Four of Cups here? Yeah, okay. So the Four of Pentacles just came out clarifying the Four of Cups. This is about holding on and being concerned with money to the point where you've alienated people. Like you're so concerned with your material possessions and money that you've just kind of alienated, this person's alone, like away from the homes and away from people. And I'm feeling like somebody feels a little bit intimidated, almost like they have to really like stand up and fight for you, and that they can only come with a serious offer to you or else you won't take it. Well, the destination, or excuse me, the outcome is the Page of Cups, and this is a very romantic, loving energy. But in this deck, she's kind of separated herself from the loud hustle and bustle from the outside world to go down within into the depths and kind of it for solitude. So where's the Page of Cups here for the outcome, please? Where's this here? Anything else? anything. Okay. So what came out was the Fool. This is a brand new beginning. This is kind of stepping out and taking a leap of faith in something. So overall, I think this is good, Aquarius. I feel like there's a new beginning here, you know, like a new start of love and taking a leap of faith in love. I feel like that's your outcome. And in general, you know, maybe what would help this connection last is taking a leap of faith in each other and believing in one another, because the Fool believes in himself above all things. He doesn't let anybody come in and say, hey, you shouldn't go out and do that. He's basically like, I'm taking my dog and all my stuff and I'm going out. You know, the red cape signifies going out on an adventure. And so I really feel like there's a lot of love here, and I feel like there's a really good there's a very good possibility for a stable, strong, committed relationship, but maybe be easy with what you demand on other people in terms of like stability and money and, you know, what you need out of a partner. You know, take a leap of faith in each other and go within to your heart and get quiet and concentrate on the love that you have between one another, not the worry and the what ifs, because that's just going to muddy everything up. So overall, this was really great, Aquarius. You have the Page of Cups as your outcome, which is, you know, in a regular deck, that's like bringing a love offer. Sometimes it's a little mature and the person's a little worried, but I see that that's because, you know, this person I feel like this person's maybe a little bit intimidated by you a little bit, Aquarius. So overall, very good. Just make sure to, you know, get out of your head and into your heart a little bit more and be easy on one another. So I hope this was helpful, and I will see you soon, Aquarius. Take care.